Hi, ladies. I'm a few minutes late, so I apologize. I don't know if y'all have been waiting for a Sunday night live at 5. Let's go. Chop, chop. Who's here with me? Say hi as you come on. Tell me where you're watching from. For those of you that don't know me, or if this is your first time watching, I'm Mara LaFay with Vintage Retail Therapy, and I'm coming to you from San Diego, California, Fallbrook. So say hi when you come on. We have some new toys that we're playing with, and I'm so excited. Yvette's in the house. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Jiminia, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, guys. I'm so excited. It has been the busiest, craziest from Mexico. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for watching. Hey, Carol. It's been such a crazy week. You guys, if you guys have followed my posts, it has been the best week ever. We started the week with Sally and Jesse from Josie. Oh my God, you see how tired I am? I can't even say it. Sally and Josie from Iron Orchid Designs were here, and they came on Wednesday, and we had we spent the day together. We painted boards. We went to Costco. We went on just scrambling to get everything together. So Thursday and Friday we had the stockist training. It was awesome. I met some new lifelong friends. The ladies were absolutely wonderful, and it was such a pleasure to host them all here and to get to know them all a little bit and to find out about each of their businesses. So maybe we'll see some of them pop on tonight. Hey Sharon, hey Biba, how are you? Thanks for watching, you guys. So the new inventory is here, the new decor stamps are here, and I'm so excited, and I really haven't had a chance to play with a lot of them. So I thought tonight we would just kind of play. You guys saw the poll. Of course, barnwood planks won, and I am gonna show you, and next week we'll do some ornaments with the new molds because they're really a lot of fun too. So you definitely gonna catch next week. Gonna catch, that's a new word. You gonna catch next week. Anyway, I think we should get started. We had a harvest festival today in town. So Thursday and Friday we had the stockist training. Saturday we had the class open to the public, and we had 17 wonderful ladies here. We had such a great time, and we did a fabulous project. So that was yesterday, and today we had a harvest festival in our town, and I was hoping to have everything prepared and ready for you guys, but there was like a revolving door. The people just kept coming in, and it's a good problem to have, but I'm not as prepared as I want to be. And it seems like I say that every week, but honestly, you guys, today, so we're just going to be winging it. So I'm just going to invite you along to kind of wing it with me, and let's see what we get. Hey, Nancy, how are you? I'm so excited that you're here. Girlfriends. Okay, so the barnwood plank stamps have arrived, and it's a double set. Let me show you what they look like. So I didn't, like I said, I haven't played a whole lot with them, but it's a double set, and a few of you have pre-ordered these. So anybody who pre-ordered, they're going out tomorrow. I'm heading out to the post office. Gosh, I look like a mess. But I thought we would use the painterly roses, and we would stamp on fabric first, and then we're gonna do some barnwood planks, and then I'm gonna show you a combination of them both together. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera down. If I miss any comments, I will go back in and answer them. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments, okay? So you guys have seen me stamp before. It's not a new thing. I'm in love with the painterly roses. Those are the new ones. And what I like about them is that you can layer them for different colors. And I'll show you the board where they were layered. We're not gonna do the layering today, but I'm gonna show it to you. So today we're gonna do it on some fabric because you haven't seen that. Hey, Mary. You haven't seen it on fabric, and we're gonna do a fun color, and we're gonna do this little lumbar pillow right here. So that's what we're gonna stamp with the painterly roses, and then we're gonna move on to the barnwood planks, then come back. So we're gonna kind of plot back and forth so you can see both of them. Hey, Stephanie. Okay, so if you guys have never used the stamps before, you need to condition them. Let me turn you down. So you're probably just gonna see my hands, maybe my lips. I'll try not to get my lips in there so it doesn't look funny. Hey, Patricia. So the first time you use your stamps, you need to condition them. And what I mean by that is you need to give them a light sanding in both directions. Super, super easy, you guys. No big whoop. So that's how you condition your stamps. And that's basically so that it would accept the paint a little bit better. It gives it a little bit more porosity. Hey, Sylvia. So I don't think you have to, But for whatever reason, I always feel like after I condition them, I just kind of wipe them off. So I always have my little wipies around. I get them at the dollar store, little baby wipes, not just for butts. You can use them for so many different things. So we have these Mylar sheets that we carry. You can stamp on the sheets that they come in. It's not a big deal. They're not as sturdy. You can use a stamping block to stamp, or you can also stamp freehand. I know I've done a lot of stamping before, you guys. So if you haven't, because I don't want to keep repeating myself, if you haven't seen any of the videos on stamping, go back and watch some of the previous videos, because I kind of go into a little bit more detail for stamping. But for now, I'm just going to give you the Reader's Digest version. So sand it lightly, wipe it off. You can use a mounting block. You can freehand them, which is basically you pull it off and you just exactly like it says. You freehand them. You just take it off your sheet, plop it down, and that's called freehand. Or you can use the Mylar sheets. I'm loving the Mylar sheets for two reasons, because you can cut them into whatever size you need, and you can see, and you can kind of hold on to the, kind of like handlebars, you can hold on to the edges, and I cut them in all various sizes, and you can hang on to them, you can see where you're stamping, and it's kind of like a security net for me. I don't know if anyone else needs that, but I that's my favorite way to use them, is with the mounting sheets. Let me know what your favorite way is. If you can freehand them, girl, you got my vote, because I get nervous putting them down. Hey, Leslie, thanks for joining us. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Can you see that okay? Let me pull it back. So I'm gonna stamp just a few different shapes, and then I'm gonna go back in and I am going to connect them with leaves and stuff. And so today I'm gonna use, because the stamp pad, really quick, and I'm gonna show you both methods. And I gotta say, I've never really been a big fan up until now of a brayer, only because I think I was kind of afraid of it. I'd never used one before, but I got to try them since they came in, and I thought, let me see what this brayer thing is all about. And I gotta say, I really like it for a few different reasons, and I'll share that with you. So when you're going onto fabric, you want enough ink, because it's got to saturate it. So I always say you want to, actually Josie said this too, you want them juicy. So when you're stamping on fabric, you want it juicy. Okay, so we're just going to make kind of a random pattern and just kind of see where we go. Let's put, let's do maybe this one here. Okay, what I love about the stamps is they have a natural distressing in them. So it looks like it's kind of aged, and I really like that. And I'm gonna space them a little bit farther apart. Your natural tendency is you're gonna wanna put them kind of close together, but you don't wanna do that, because what's gonna happen is you're not gonna leave room for your leaves. So I always try to do them a little bit further apart. Let's see, let's do another one, maybe going down this way. Okay. Hi, Jody. Let's do maybe another big one up here. And I'm going to try and cover a lot tonight. So if I talk fast and I miss your question, I will go back in and answer it. Let's do maybe one going this way. Okay, I think that's enough of the big. So I usually afterwards wipe them off. And again, I use my baby wipes. You can have a bowl of hot soapy water ready, and you can peel them off and just put them in there. But I find if I use my baby wipe on it right away, it gets pretty clean. So I'm gonna use the next size down. Actually, I think I'll use the second size down. So they come in all different sizes. They have a small, 2 mediums, and a couple of small ones, some leaves. So this color ink is actually the Garish ink. It's not on the website, but we do have it in the shop. So if you're wanting it, let me know. I think it's great for Christmas. Okay, let's put this one, dun, 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 maybe here. You see how easy that is, you guys? Hey, Mary. Okay, let's put one up here. Again, we're gonna move pretty quick, and then we're gonna get into the planks. The planks are really fun, you guys. I can't wait for you to see them. Now, I haven't really experimented a lot with them. I'm not gonna lie. So we're kind of, there's another word of those, kind of gonna go to journey together. Kind of go on a journey together. We'll figure it out. And I'm really looking forward to kind of experimenting a little bit more with them. But for now, I at least wanted to show them. So you see how I'm kind of doing this in a random pattern? You guys, I can't talk tonight. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. It's been such a busy week. All right, so let's do a couple of little ones and maybe a bud or two. And then let's get some leaves on there. And we're gonna stamp some letters on there too, but we're gonna do all the letters at the same time. Or at least that's what I think is gonna happen in my head. So I'm actually gonna put these two together, kind of like that. I'll move that over. Hey Judy, how you doing, girlfriend? All right, let's put, I think I kind of need something here. So maybe let's put this medium one here. I really like this color on the fabric. The other board that we did is in pink, so I thought it might be nice to do one in another color. Okay, so that's that for that. Let's get a little one. So they have little buds with little covers. So we're gonna stamp the little bud, and then I'll show you the cute little cover, because we're gonna move on to the green from there. This is my first time using this particular stamp set. We did see it demoed over the weekend in the stockist training. So we'll see if I can do it justice. Annalise says, I'm tired. Yes, it's been quite busy. I'm not gonna lie. Let's put this little bud here. And you guys, I'm not really sure what pattern this is gonna be in. I'm just kind of randomly putting these rose heads in there, and then we'll see what we get. And the reason a lot of the times I like to do this is because I want to show people, you know what, a lot of the times we overthink things, and we think that we need to have the whole plan all at once. Is anybody else like that? Sometimes you lament and you lament and you lament, and all you do is think about what should happen, and it doesn't ever really happen because you've thought about it too much. Is anybody else like that? Can I use Stamp It Up stamps? You know what, Angie? I've never used Stamp It Up stamps. I don't really know. I really don't know. If anybody's used Stamp It Up stamps on fabric, go ahead and chime in and just share your results, because I'm not really sure. Let's put one up here, and then maybe another one over here. And we're gonna keep on rolling. All right. Let's do maybe one more here. And now we're gonna do this little piece. I've never used this set, so this is the first time for me using this set. So now we're going to the green ink. And again, I don't have the red and the green on the website. I do have it in the shop. So if you want to put in an order on the website and you want me to add those, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to. I love these colors for Christmas, especially to make signs. You can also use chalk paint. I will put the link. I will write it in there, and I'll also tell you it's www.vintageretailtherapy.com. Okay, here we go. So you see where I put these little blobs here? I'm going to just put the leaves right over that. Can you see that? How's that? Can you see that? Is that better, Leslie? Thank you, Yvette. So you should see the board that the girls did when they came to the studio. It is absolutely beautiful. So each one of these little buds is going to have a little bit of leaf around it. We got one more, and then we're going to do some leaves. Again, we're going to do this really quick. I want you guys to see how easy it is to make gifts with these stamps. Okay, can you see that? Cute, right? All right, let's get some leaves in there. So what I've done is I've kind of cut the Mylar sheets to different sizes, and then I'm not taking the stamps on and off and on and off and on and off. So once if you kind of get an idea of what you think you want to use, then you can put them on your sheets, and you can see how fast this kind of moves along. So this leaf stamp actually is kind of cool because it's got curves in it. So it actually is made to fit right around the rose. Hey, Elaine. Your hubby's enjoying it. Hey, Elaine's hubby. My hubby watches me too. All right, we're gonna keep moving. And you guys can use paint with this as well. So if you want a specific color, go ahead and use paint. I think ink works really good on fabric because I think it's a really crisp impression. Okay, we have a question. Gloria says, do you sell the sheets? We don't sell the sheets. We have them here in the classroom, although enough people have asked me that I actually might consider it because we have a ton of them, you guys. All right, let's put another one here. They're really nice fabric to stamp on. Okay, can you see how we're kind of filling in? And now you see why it's important to leave spaces between your flowers. And let's add one down here. Okay, now let's do some leaves. You can use a brayer, you can use an ink pad, you can use chalk paint, you can even use acrylic type paint. However, it might be a little bit more difficult to wash your stamps. So if you're gonna use acrylic paint, I would suggest get a bowl of warm soapy water, and then when you're done with them, go ahead and stick them in there so they're easy to clean up. So, let's see, let's do, how about, you can tell I didn't have a plan with this, right? We're just kind of doing random, but I think it's gonna be okay. I'm liking it so far. So there's different stamps in this set, and some of them are solid. So that if you wanted to layer color, and I'll show you what I mean on one of the other boards. So you see how this is solid, and can you see how this one is open? You see the difference between the two? And that's so that you can layer the different colors. And I'll show you when we get to the other board. I think I missed a question. Carol says, do you have something between two layers? Actually, I don't, Carol, and it's fine. I'm not really soaking it, and I just took a peek just to make sure I'm not lying to y'all. It's fine, I don't have something in between. I have stamped with things in between. I didn't today, and it's absolutely okay. Because it's not that much ink, and the ink is soaking up into the fabric. Now, maybe if I were doing paint and I was using a saturation of paint, I might want to do that. But I think this is fine. Let's see, I need a stick. Let's get a stick in there. So it has little stamps. You know, if you really sit and think about this, I'm sure I could have come up with a beautiful pattern. I like these little swirlies though. Let's see if I'm getting any questions. Hey, Julianne. It was so good seeing you today. white. So I'm liking these little tendrils. All right, we're gonna probably put some words in there. Let's get a couple more leaves. And then we're gonna move along. We're gonna move it along. I like the color combination as well. So these are refillable ink pads they came out with from IOD. They are new ones coming out, so look for those soon. They're not available just yet, but they are on the way. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna do too much more because I wanna keep moving. But you guys you get the idea. Like you can do the whole pillowcase or you can just do portions of it. Either way, it's just a really unique and beautiful look. I think I'd like another little rose there, but maybe we'll just put, okay, I think we're good for that. Let's get maybe one more. Oh, we need a stem on this end. And then we're gonna move on and we're gonna do the planks. So to answer your question, IOD came out with these inks. There's several colors. I do have some of the previous inks available, and they are coming out with more colors all the time. So that's that for now. We're gonna add letters, but we're gonna wait a few minutes, and then once we get the letters out, we're gonna just do all the letters at once. Are they rough? They're raised. I don't know if you can see this. They're not necessarily rough, but it's a raised. It's almost like a raised stencil, if you will. They really do make great Christmas ideas. So we're gonna set this aside for now. We're gonna add some letters in here in a minute, but we're going to stamp. We're gonna use the barnwood plank stamp. And I'm doing 2 smaller projects with this because I really, again, I'm trying to fit in a bunch of things. So I just painted this white. And we're going to use the barnwood plank stamp, and I am going to show you the brayer now because, again, I never really thought I was a fan of brayers, and I think it's because I was a little intimidated by it. I'd never used one before, and I really wasn't sure what the results were going to be. But I have to say that since I've been using it, and it hasn't been long, I do really like it. So what happened is, we went to, the acrylic blocks didn't come in time for the training. So we scrambled. We went down to the frame store down the street. And this is just clear acrylic from a frame store. So we had him cut them into sizes. So, hey Sherry, it was great meeting you too today. I'm so glad you came in. So this is just a plain acrylic sheet that we had cut to size. However, I will, because you know I'm all about improvising. I have used, and I have one over there that's kind of messy. I have used those cutting mats. I got a set of 2 cutting mats from the dollar store, and they're just the plastic clear cutting mats. And I've used those too. So I would probably use that with paint, but I think this is really great because it's a nice rigid surface, and you're sure to get even coverage. Hey, Julianne. Okay, can you see? This is clear, so it might be hard to see. Let me move that a little bit. So I'm just gonna load up a little bit of ink. Whoops, gotta shake it. You know what, let's do the black. Let's do the black ink. So I'm still experimenting with these barnwood planks, you guys, so I'm not an expert by any means, but I thought enough of you wanted to see what they looked like. Let's just get on here and experiment together. So if it comes out funky, y'all, I'm apologizing in advance. Okay, so here's my brayer, and you can see I'm putting just a little bit of ink on there, not a lot. So I'm going in one direction, and then I go in the other direction, just to kind of get it loaded up. I'm not sure if this is enough, but let's see. So this is either going to be great or an epic fail. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. You guys know I don't mind making mistakes, so this way we all kind of learn together. So it looks like it's not loaded up all the way, so I might add just a little bit more ink just to make sure. Again, so I'm using a clear acrylic block. You can also use dollar store, and I'm not even sure if that's proper, so I hope I'm not teaching you guys wrong, but I've tried it and it works okay. So okay, so let's get, so I pulled it apart. Again, those Mylar sheets I was telling you about, they come in like 20 by 15. So I've actually have them cut in all different sizes. So I just took one and I just landed it on here. Hi, sweetheart. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna ink the edges until I get my pattern, and then I'm gonna kind of move in there. So another reason why I like, especially for this application, I like the roller because I can just get on the edge. Like if I were doing an ink pad, I'd be afraid that I wouldn't be able to get just the edge. It might be a little bit harder. I'm probably gonna get a few of these little lines in there, and I'm kind of okay with that. I don't mind that. These are pretty fun, and honestly, I can't wait until I can kind of master this technique, because I think you can do some really cool stuff. So we have a shop window that's fairly large, and I have a wall that my husband built, and I did a texture on one side, and I've been waiting for the plank stamp to come in so I can stamp the other side of the wall. So I'm trying to think of how many I can get. I think I'm just gonna do, let's see, what am I gonna do? Let's put it up here. Let's go ahead and put it up here. Can you guys see that? All right, so we're making our way across the board. Let me just get a little bit more ink on there. And again, this is either going to be great or it's going to be an epic fail. So, but we get to do it together. Again, I like the acrylic sheets because I can see what I got going on. So here's the thing about stamping. Once you lay it down, you're committed. So commit and don't shift. When you start shifting your stamps, boy, that's hard to say. When you start shifting, start shifting your stamps, you're gonna get like a double vision. I'm not gonna re-ink, I'm just gonna put it down. All right, so we have our first one. I think it looks great. And I'm only gonna ink one side now because I already have a line. So I'm going to take ink off of this one and then just ink this bottom portion. I had to do that again just to make sure I saw that right. Okay. Sometimes you need to put it down so to see what side you're actually going to ink, because it could get a little confusing. I always like to clean up my little extras, a little ink on there. All right, so I'm going to line it up with the first one that's not inked. so far so good. Let's move it along. If you have any questions, you guys ask me. If I don't see your comments, I'll go back in. Again, another great reason to do the Mylar sheets, because you could really see. Okay, so far so good. That's what we have. So that would be step 1. Hey, Lisa. Be careful, I'll be walking across the planks. That's funny. Okay, there is a stamp that has them going across, and it is right here. Okay, so these come with a lot of different inserts. So you see, and we might try this on the other side just to see what it looks like. So there's this, and then there's this. You can see there's a lot to the stamp. So you can really play around with the look that works for you. I don't know what look is gonna work for me at this time. I'm just kind of playing. Let's just see what we get. So let's put a couple of little pieces across there. Do we want one in the middle? No, let's do these 2 on the sides, and then maybe one in the middle there. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna ink up this one here. Let me move this over so you can see the brayer. I really do like the brayer, you guys. Like I said, I didn't think I would, but it's an extra step cleaning it, and I think probably that's why I was leaning towards the ink pads, so I could be lazy about it. And I'm just gonna kind of eyeball the middle, and I'm leaving it on this sheet. Mary asked, what's the name of the stamps? Mary, these are the new IOD. This is the Barnwood plank stamp. It just came out. I literally just got it. There's a lot of stockists on the East Coast and the Midwest that have not received theirs yet. So I really feel fortunate that I'm in California, and I get my products pretty quickly. So it's a double set, and you can see all the different variations that are in there. Hey, Loretta, we're planking. We're planking, girl, and it ain't gonna hurt our stomachs. Although I need to be doing real planks. Holidays are coming, and girls, I need to lose like 40 pounds, zippity quick. All right, is that not fun? Let's add some more. So they have 2 different ones. I don't know if you can see it. They have that one and this one. Let's see what the other one looks like. Mary, you're absolutely right. The brayer is definitely more accurate. It distributes the ink evenly. Where I think with the ink pad, depending on how much pressure you're putting, you can't always get an even load. So we did that one. Let's do this one. Let me move this over. And I actually painted a pumpkin that I think we're going to put planks on it too. So we have stay and make projects in the studio, and one of them is a pumpkin. And I haven't had a chance to demo the pumpkin, to do the demo for the pumpkin, because it's been so busy. So I think that's why people haven't really been willing to come in and do the pumpkin, because they don't really have like a sample. So I thought, how cute would it be to put a planks on a pumpkin. So I didn't re-ink because it had a lot of ink. Kind of cute, right? All right, let's do one more in the middle. And then let's put some on that pumpkin. And I love the fact that the distressing is built right in. I don't have my music on and it's so quiet. Isn't that cool? I just love it. Now, obviously, so here's the deal with this. Everybody knows it's not real wood, so it's not like you're gonna fake anybody out, but it gives you the appearance of a plank. It's great if you're making signs. So it just, look how cool this is, you guys. I just love it. And that's just the 2 stamps. So once we start playing around and get all those other pieces in there, I could really see how awesome that would be. In fact, I think we should try, there's a stamp that looks like it has a little bit of like distressing. So let's try this one and see what it looks like. Let's add some maybe down here on the bottom so we're not so committed if we don't like it. Let me put it down. Yeah, I'm really digging this stamp. So I'm kind of just, I'm not getting an even load. I'm just kind of doing it random. And you know what? We have a chippy stamp too. This would be great with the chippy stamp. This is the grainy stamp, Elaine. And let's just, let me move my board up. Let's put some right here. Let's see what it looks like. Love it. Loving it. What do you think? You like it? It's kind of cool. All right, let's get some up in that top corner. Maybe here. I don't want it to be too much of a pattern. I want it to be kind of random. But then again, I've never done this stamp before, so. All right, so that's that. And they also have some really cool little knots. Let's get a knot on there. What do you think? Let's do some of these. Okay. Again, I'm just going to stick it on a little sheet and we'll ink it up. And where should we put the knot? How about if we put it, let's put one right here. What do you think? Kind of cool, huh? And then maybe another one down here. Now you could also sand over this, and I almost kind of like the lighter impression, so I didn't re-ink. So you can see this one is really, really dark. But then when I applied it again, it was a little bit lighter. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Mickey. All right, so that's the plank stamp. We are going to be adding some letters in there. And then I might be, I don't know, we've got a couple different things that maybe we'll try it on the pumpkin. Let's do the pumpkin, so we'll do one more. So my thought is, how cool would this be with planks? Loretta's asking what kind of ink. Loretta, I'm using the IOD ink, and it's in black. And these are all on the website. So it's www.vintageretailtherapy. I don't have the red or the green listed on the website. However, I do have them. So if you want to put in an order and you want to add them, just message me and I'll add them to your order. And then we will we'll go from there. So let's try that again. So we're going to get to do that again. Maybe I'll be better at it this time. So I'm just going to ink up the sides until I get my lines, but you can see, look at all the texture this has. If I were not planning to put words in there, I probably would do a full wood grain effect. However, I'm going to be adding words to those planks. So I don't know how messy I want to get it and how filled in I want to get it, but there's definitely room for more because they have all the layers. So they have this layer that almost looks like it was kind of shaved, and then they have this layer which looks like more of a wood grain layer, and then they even have this layer. So there's a lot, you guys. It's a double set. There's a whole lot of stamps to play with, a whole lot of planking going on. Oops, I just got a glob on there. Let's see if I can wipe that off. It looks like a chunk of ink. You guys like my new IOD cape? I love it. We all got them at the stockist training. You guys, it was so much fun. We had such a great time. It was exhausting, but like the best kind of exhaustion ever. Ever. All right, so on this one, I think we should do up and down because we did one before. Jeannie's asking how I keep pretty nails. They're acrylic, trust me, and they get all full of paint. But by the time they get really, really bad, I just go in and have them redone again. I had my nails off for a while because I thought, why bother? But I really miss them because I kind of use them as tools. Okay. Hey, Debbie. Yeah, let's go up and down on this one because we went sideways on the other way. We went horizontal, so let's go vertical on this. So once you lay it down, you're committed, so don't shift. I was even thinking this would look really cute with the Queen Bee stamp. Missed a little spot, so I just filled it in. So I'm going to wipe off one edge, and then I'm only going to ink the other edge because I already have one there. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So far, so good. Jeannie's still looking for her stamps that she hid from her grandchildren. Oh, that's hysterical. You need to have like a note of where you put your stash because I've done that all the time. I hide things sometimes so good from myself. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. But what I've started doing is I write it down someplace so that when I do get absent-minded and forget, I just look it up where I wrote it. All right, so I'm only wiping off one side because I don't want to re-ink it because chances are I'm not going to get it in exactly the same spot. So I'm going to put this down just so that I can see visually where I need to re-ink. And now I know it's this side. Isn't that fun, Maddie? All right, so... Okay, that's what we have so far. So that's step one. Let's get those little lines going across. So there's two different patterns on there. One is a little bit wider than the other. Let's do... My ink might be drying out a little bit. Let's see. I have a fan on me, you guys, because you know I'm always getting hot flashes. So it might be drying out my ink a little bit. Let's put one down here. Turn this around. I kind of have a plan for the center, so that's why I'm staying away from the center. But let's see how good my plan works. Okay, let's get one. Maybe right about here. Love it so far. let's use the other one. Just for giggles, let's see what that one looks like. It doesn't have as much distressing around it, so it's a little bit cleaner. And you guys, I'm going really fast. Again, this is my first time playing with these plank stamps. We did see them demo, and it was really cool. And let's do, my thought is to go in the middle, but again, I want to put some wording or something in there. So I think I'm going to, let's see how that would look if I did it. No, that wouldn't look good, would it? I think I am just going to put it in the middle. Call it a day. Let's just see what happens. And you could probably get exact, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Let's get another one. Kind of fun, right? I love it. Jody says she's so you ordered the plank stamp. You're gonna love it. There are so many different parts to it. Let's add a knot in there. You are gonna love this stamp. I'm actually looking forward to playing with it a little bit more extensively, because I feel like I'm really just kind of scratching the surface. I don't know where I want that knot to be. Again, I'm trying to be mindful of where the letters are gonna go. So maybe down here. So once you put it down, you're committed. Don't shift it. And maybe one going off here. What do you think? Kind of fun, right? On the stem. Okay, let's do one on the stem. Let's see what it looks like. So I'm going to do quite a few boards because I am planning to do a wall in this technique. So I really kind of want to perfect it and at least get an idea of what I'm looking for. I like that idea, Sherry. That looks good. All right. So now we're going to do some lettering, and then we're going to go back to the fabric, and I'm just going to show you this. Look at this, how pretty this is with the roses on a wine bag. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Thank you, Carol. I love it too. You know, once we get our words in there. So I was thinking, tell me what you think about this. Now it's super cute the way it is, but I was thinking to do the queen bee on there. And I thought that would be super duper cute with a little bit of crackle. In fact, let's do that now. Let's do that now. So this is the queen bee stamp. It's one of my favorites. I know I say that all the time, but I like it because it has a little bit of everything. It has a variety. It's got, let me show you what package here it is. It has 2 different size bees, 2 different size crowns. It has a little bit of floral. It has some laurel leaves, and it has like a little emblem in there. Hey, Frankie, thanks for joining us. So that's kind of one of the reasons I love it so much, is because it really is a good overall stamp. So what I'm going to do, normally I lay out my pattern, and honestly I don't really know where I'm going with this, so I'm just going to kind of play around. But I do know that I want to cover most of the board, and so I'm just going to show you what I do. I just kind of lay everything around and see kind of where it's going. And I think the bee needs a crown, don't you? Do we want a little crown or do we want a big crown? Let's see, do we want a big crown? What do you guys think, little crown or a big crown? That's the big one. That's the little one. I don't know, I think a big one. More is more. Let's do a big one. And then let's put this in between. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna stamp this middle section. Does that look like a good layout? You guys like that? I think it'll be fun. So I'm gonna stamp this middle section and then I'm gonna add in these two sections. But I kind of just wanted to play around with the layout just to see. And I think I'm kind of happy with how that looks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it on all in one portion on my Mylar sheet. And again, another reason why I cut them into strips in different sizes. So let me just make sure that they're even. All right, let's ink this baby up. Jody says we should do a different color for the bee. What do you guys think? I only have out the red, the blue, and the black. But I think if I were doing it again, I might even use paint. And it would be pretty, you're absolutely right. But just because I want to cover so many different things, actually red might be kind of pretty. But let's just do it monochromatic. You see how fast this brayer kind of gets everything inked? Like zippity quick. And it's nice and even. Now some of you guys have been in the store and I know you have the Queen Bee stamp. So you will enjoy seeing it on this. Once you get it down, don't shift, commit. Look how fab. Isn't that awesome? Jody, you can use paint. You can absolutely use paint. You can use ink. You can also use chalk paint. So now I'm going to add in my wings. And if I find the other one, I know it's here somewhere. There it is. And I might put maybe a little bow down here. That would be cute. Let's do that. You can use chalk paint, you can use ink, you can use acrylic paint. However, acrylic paint might be a little bit tougher to get off the stamp. So I would, as soon as you're done, put it in warm soapy water. And let me get another acrylic sheet, which is right here. You just press them on, turn them over, ink them up, and zippity doo dah. You guys, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do on this pumpkin, so I'm glad that it's kind of coming together. And you know, honestly, could you ever really go wrong with the Queen Bee stamp? I mean, it is really, and again, I know I say that about a lot of them, but it really is one of my favorites. And I love the fact that there's distressing already built in. My ink is getting a little dry, but I still think there's enough on there where we can get a really nice impression. And we might go in and sand it anyway, so, and maybe even throw some crackle in there. So again, so you've got something to hold on to with the sheets. Once you get them laid down, don't shift them. And just lift straight up. And let's add a little bow. I think it needs a bow. We're gonna do some letters, and then I think we're gonna kind of finish up. Let's add a little bow here down on the bottom. I'm kind of a black and white freak, so this kind of fits right up my alley. What do you think? You guys like that? So Joanne, this is the first time you've seen this. Oh, girlfriend, you are in for a treat. So the name of the company is Iron Orchid Designs, and they make stamps, they make transfers, and they make molds. So these are the decor stamps, and I don't know if you can see, my back wall is filled with all different kind. Let me show you this side. We have wreath stamps. This is a wreath stamp. This is called a Wreath Builder Classic. And it has all different sizes. So you can make them as big, as little as you want. You guys, the knob toppers are here. Look how bomb diggity these are. Oh my gosh, low power. Isn't that awesome? So, and they're all on the website, www.vintageretailtherapy.com. There's birds, branches, and blossoms. There's all kinds of really, really fun stamps. So go back and look at some of my previous videos where we did all stamping, because there's a few different ways that you can use them, but they're all, you see how easy it is. They're so user-friendly. Look how fun that is. If you're a sign maker, it's fabulous. If you do furniture, it's delicious. If you do crafts, I mean, how much easier is this than stenciling? It's thebomb.com. It is so fun. So I think we're gonna add just a little bit of crackle in this. So they even have a crackle stamp. Just a little bit, not a lot. So when you do the crackle stamp, you kind of want to go in a random pattern, and you don't ever want to do the edges because nobody wants a straight line of crackle. Jody says, do I need other supplies to use the barn plank stamp? Okay, so you're gonna need either ink or chalk paint. You don't have to use ink, and you might wanna do a brayer because that will help you distribute it evenly. But other than that, that's it. Maybe a Mylar sheet. You can also use the sheets that they come on. You don't have to. I never wanna push products, you guys. I'll just tell you what I find is easier. So you can use the Mylar sheets. You can cut them to size. You can also use the sheets that they come on. They get a little bit dirty sometimes, but it's okay. So I would say that's all that you need. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. So you see, I'm kind of, let me do this. I'm kind of going in a random pattern, okay? And you don't really want straight edges. And I think I'm just gonna kind of put a little bit over here. And what you wanna do here is you don't wanna push it. You almost just kind of wanna tickle it. And maybe a little bit more in through here. And maybe a little more right in here. Maybe a little more here too. Look at that crackle. Isn't that fun? I love it. Okay, let's move along. My battery is low and I want to finish. Let me show you the sign first, because this you guys is amazing. Okay, so this was done in our stockist training, and I'm gonna try and get this all in. This is so beautiful. Again, this is not even all the elements of the barnwood plank stamp. This is just the 2 elements that I used tonight, but as you can see, they have all those little areas that you can fill in with. So this is the painterly roses that we used on the fabric, but this is with ink because you can layer them. And I'll come back in and do another video when I have the right paint colors. I didn't have time to get the right paint colors together, and I didn't want to do one that already looks like the one that we had. So this is 3 different color inks, so you can layer them. This was done actually with chalk paint, not ink. And you can see the leaves, the knots. There's a little bit of crackle in there. Isn't that amazing, you guys? I just absolutely love it. So this is some of the things that you can do. Painterly Roses, Barnwood Plank, and then this is the typesetting stamp. So we are actually going to, if I don't run out of battery, I'm actually going to go back to the fabric, and we're going to, I don't know, maybe put like Sweet Dreams or something in there. And let's see. I don't know if I have all my letters out. Let's see if we have them. Let's see. Might be ambitious with Sweet Dreams. Maybe we should just write. What else could we write? I don't know. I kind of like Sweet Dreams. So I'm laying them down, and then I'm going to apply them on the Mylar. I would love to write Sweet Dreams are made of this, but then I might start singing it, and I'd scare y'all. Okay, so what I normally do when I have more than one letter and only one set of stamps, I just save a spot for it, and I'm going to move this over. So E, and then let's just say, just for space-wise, let's go back here. So let's do that, and then I'm putting it on my Mylar sheet, which is, you guys, I have the hugest mess here. Let's take this one off. So the new Mylar sheets, I'm told, are going to have grids on them, and that will be so much easier. And I think we're going to do this. Should we do it in green or should we do it in red? What do you guys think? I'll let you vote. Or should we do it in black? Okay. All right, you guys, red, black, or green? First one that answers gets to pick. Red ink, green ink, or black ink? Black. Okay, Joanne, you got it. Let's load up a little bit more. So here's my acrylic block. Again, I have a fan on, so it's kind of drying out. But really, a little goes a long way. Okay, let's move this over. My S is a little off, I can see it. That's what happens when you do things really quick. Move it over a little more. Okay. So much faster than stenciling. And I love the variety in all the stamps. And I love the distressing. Okay, so you can see here, I have a couple boo-boos. Right here, where some of the ink has transferred onto the Mylar. I always wipe those off because they will transfer onto your fabric. And then I always say, you'd be mad. You'd be mad if that happens. All right, let's do it, girls. And I don't necessarily want this really dark, so I didn't really make it really saturated, but I think it's just enough. All right, now we'll take these off and add in the other E. Okay, cute. Let's keep going. Dreams. I think we're going to move this out a little bit and start it here. I think that'll be cute. D. R. E. A. Almost done, you guys. Bear with me. I want to say I'm close to an hour. Can anybody give me a time check? How long we've been on? I really like to be mindful of your time. And we need an S on the end, which is here. One time I put an S on backwards, but I don't think anybody really noticed it but me. And it does kind of go both ways, really, if you think about it. Do I want it centered or do I want it this way? Let's see, we might have room this way. So you can kind of play around with them with the centering. An hour 13, okay. We're gonna wrap it up here really quick. And I'm sorry I kept you guys a little bit longer, but I think I started a few minutes later. I was kind of scrambling trying to get all my stuff done. Yep, I think that looks good right there. Let's get it on our Mylar, get it inked up. Any questions? If you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments and I will go back in and try and answer all of them. Sometimes if there's a lot of comments, it gets lost in the feed. But go ahead and message me if I don't answer you. Also, if you know somebody that might like to see the video or enjoys it, please feel free to share. I really would appreciate that. You guys, we have stay and make projects in the class. If you're ever in the San Diego area, you definitely need to come because I tell you what, girlfriend, we have a good time here. It is a drama-free zone. You can be free to be yourself, no judgments, and we just enjoy each other. Angie, it is washable. So once you ink it, wait 24 hours and then heat set it with an iron. Okay, you guys, tell me what you think. Do I have an alert for when, you know what, I would love to, but I'm really kind of technology stunted. If I could figure out how to do that, but I will tell you this, I'm always right here, Sunday night live at 5. You can always catch me at least once a week on our lives. And I usually will send out a reminder like between 15 and 30 minutes before. What do you think, you guys? You like it? Super cute, fast, easy project. You could totally customize it, totally personalize it. You can put a family name, you can put your favorite quote, whatever you want. Okay, so that's the lumbar pillow, and we have these blanks here in the studio, so you can use any of my stamps are available to you. And I want to say it's $15 to come in and do this project, which I think is really reasonable considering you're not having to buy all the stuff. You can also do the little wine bags, which I showed you. The wine bags, I want to say, are $12.99 to come in and stamp the wine bags. Look how adorable that is. You throw a bottle of wine in there as a gift, or you can put like flavored oils or flavored olive oils or vinegars and give that. What a nice Christmas gift that makes. You can even put an initial in here or a heart. You can put an angel. It's a really great gift. So there's that. Our pumpkin is here. Love the pumpkin. I am definitely going to do some more. I'm actually going to stamp the other side and kind of just play around. And I definitely want to play with that barnwood stamp sign a little bit more because I have a wall to do. So I really want to be proficient. And this, of course, is my favorite one. Look at how amazing this is. So this was done with the barnwood plank stamp, the typesetting stamp, which is also a double set. So you get not only the bigger letters, but you also get the smaller letters too in the double set. So that's that. We do have another set. We have a bunch of different script. We have another set that's a little bit smaller. That's a single set, and it's got some letters in it, if you're looking for that. The double one has the bigger letters, the smaller letters, and also a set of numbers. So it really is a good value. The barnwood plank set is a double set as well. And I'm really looking forward to playing with that. What else did we use? The crackle stamp, queen bee stamp, and this was the Painterly Roses with paint. 3 different colors of paint. Gina's asking what kind of fabric. I want to say this is a cotton blend. It's almost kind of linen-y. Linen. It's a linen cotton blend. I don't know if you can tell. It's not quite burlap. I wish you could feel it. You know what, Emery? I'm not sure if it's called calico or not, but I want to say it's a linen type blend. It's definitely, you want to, the higher concentration of cotton, I think the better stamp is. Let me go grab a pillowcase that I stamped because then you can see what the inks look like on different fabrics. Let me go grab those since we're talking about inks. Okay, so again, this is that same pillowcase with black. I actually did this for a wine-inspired event. Here it is on a tea towel. Again, I told you my favorite queen bee stamp. Here it is on a tea towel. And then here it is on a pillowcase. This is the birds, branches, and blossoms stamp. Thank you for your share, Sylvia. So this is just a plain king cotton pillowcase. And you can see with the ink what a nice impression that gets. So that's it for today. Thank you for your shares, you guys. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here every Sunday, live at 5. Yes, Marianne, it would be fabulous for a bridal shower. Okay, show us the molds. I almost forgot the molds. Let me get them. They are here on the other table. So you guys that have pre-ordered, the angel molds are in. The other ones are still going to be a little bit longer. There was a problem in production, and the sisters do not like to put out anything that they don't feel is 100% stellar. However, we will not be having delays again because they've kind of tweaked a lot of things. But look at the difference. You guys, these molds are delicious. These molds they're awesome. They're much bigger. Let me show you the other molds. This is the size of the old molds. Look at the difference. Isn't that amazing? Debbie's asking what happens. Debbie, wait 24 hours, heat set them with an iron, and then they're totally washable. You can do it on this type of fabric. You can stamp a heavier fabric. You just need to make sure that your stamp has enough whether it's paint or whether it's ink, you just want your stamps to be kind of juicy because you want to be able to have that ink or paint saturate into your material. And it is washable, Joanne. You definitely can wash it. You need to wait 24 hours, heat set it with an iron, and then you can totally wash it. And look at this. Isn't this, you guys, this is so amazing. So next week we're gonna play with this. We're gonna do some ornaments. We're going to mix and match, and I have a couple of fun things up my sleeve for this stamp, you guys. It's gonna be pretty cool. I have a couple of ideas rolling around with the rocks in my head, and we're gonna have a good time. So make sure to meet me here next Sunday, live at 5. Thank you for sharing the video. If you're local, come and play with us. We have such a good time. I know, right? Look at that. Amazing. So the new molds, all of the new molds are this size. And look at the difference. They're really a lot bigger, and the impressions are just remarkable. So next week, stay tuned. We're going to be doing the molds next week, and we're going to have a good time. So that's it for today. If you have any comments or questions, pop them in. If you need help with the website, feel free to PM me. I'll be more than happy to help you get navigated around. Actually, it's really easy. If you go to the website, vintageretailtherapy.com, there's 3 bars up at the right-hand side. If you click those bars, a drop-down menu comes in. If you press the little plus sign next to where it says shop at the bottom, it lists everything in categories. So it's stamps, it's transfers, it's molds, it's the foil adhesive, all the things that you guys see me demo, they're all there. The only thing that's not there is the red and the green ink, because I only have a small amount of it because IOD isn't making those colors as of yet. So it's actually back order, and I want to say I have probably about 6 of each. So let me know if you want them. I can always add them to your order. Until then, have a fabulous week. God bless you guys. I will see you here next Sunday, live at 5. Ciao. Bye-bye.